Hi, my name is Jamie Craig. I'm the principal at Beech Tree Group. I'm a landowner and I'm also a conservationist. I have over the past dozen years or so helped landowners all across the state, from the West Virginia border all the way here to Southampton County, protect and conserve properties that they felt were important to conserve. For example, if you look behind me here today, we're at the Shands Tract down in Cortland, Virginia. This is a 440-acre tract on the Nottoway River, which is a state scenic river. It is also eligible for national scenic listing, which there's only 3 rivers in Virginia that have that potential. This tract is now a full no-cut easement, so these bottomland hardwoods, cypress tupelo combination, will never be harvested and will be allowed to become what are considered old-growth forests. Every property is distinctive and has its own unique characteristics. The Raley tract is a 440-acre no-cut easement with over 1.5 miles of river frontage. And nothing will ever be built here, and this will remain essentially a natural area in perpetuity. We partnered with the Department Virginia Outdoors Foundation, we partnered with federal government, we partnered with the state government, and we partnered with one of the private organizations, Viva, to help fund purchasing the timber rights for this tract, so that the landowners were not forced to surrender 100% of the economic value. To make the easement qualify and to harvest the tax equity that the federal government and the state governments have provided for us, there has to be a donative intent. They just want to be justly compensated, because to them the beauty in this land is it's a part of their heritage. And they grew up here and they want their grandchildren to grow up here and their great-grandchildren to grow up here. We have to usually write several grants to the different funding sources, and then we package those grants up together and add all the money up. We have the timber appraised, and then we buy the timber rights to the tract. The commercial value and the development potential has been removed so that this land will serve to guide and protect the river. Because of the extreme value of the timber that resides on these bottomland tracts, we use a different strategy, which is a bargain sale strategy, where we apply for cash grants. So we'll go get one cash grant from one source, then a second cash grant from a third, and then maybe we'll get a final cash grant, typically from the Viva fund for expense allocations. And then we match those together in order to qualify to complete the transaction. And the owner will then receive some federal tax benefits and some tax credits, but then they'll also receive some cash for the value of the timber that they're surrendering. One of the benefits for being an owner of a conserved property is your property taxes should go down. The general rule of assessment is in Virginia, once a property is under a conservation easement, it should be treated as if it's in land use in perpetuity.
I'm Richard Raley. I live here in Cortland. This is my wife, Ann. We're standing on the Shands Tract, which is approximately 440 acres. And in the interest of generations that come hereafter, we have put in a conservation easement. This tract is unique to me because I've hunted and fished and explored and played child's games and camped and ridden boats on this tract all my life.
We walk this path, our children have played back here, our dogs run back here. So it's just been a nice area for the kids and everybody to be able to come and camp and play and do.
I just hope that more people will think about their fiduciary obligation to preserve the good earth, because the world is growing and urbanizing, and it is an awesome blessing and an awesome responsibility to preserve it.
I'm Bruce Phillips. We are right on the edge of the Nottoway River in Southampton County, Virginia. This farm has 956 acres. It has been in my family over 100 years. We have placed a conservation easement on this farm and another one that adjoins it. This is a state scenic river, and we want to make it where when people travel the river, either floating or the river or kayaking or canoeing, they see how it used to be and how it will be in the future. And we are still hoping to keep the hardwood forest as much as possible. And the conservation easement has better allowed us to do that through some of the funds that it has given us. And what we're trying to do is leave this as much as possible for our next generation to be able to enjoy it as we have.